It's 12:05 in the afternoon here on 90.3 FM. It's Wednesday. That means it must be time for Helping Seniors of Brevard. Heard every Wednesday, 12 noon to 1 o'clock, right here on 90.3 FM. Let's get the show underway as we introduce the Executive Director of Helping Seniors of Brevard and the host of the show. Here's Kerry Fink. Hi, Kerry.
Hey, John Harper, and well, it's not only time for Helping Seniors Radio. If we had like studio canned applause, we would use that at this time because we say it's not only Helping Seniors Radio, it's the pre-Thanksgiving celebration edition.
Yay!
Okay, I like that. There's the studio audience off and running there. And let me introduce our studio audience today. It is none other than longtime friend of Helping Seniors of Brevard, and she also is the CEO of her own company, Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard County. She volunteers her time on the board of Helping Seniors, and boy, do we have a lot of good stuff to talk about on today's show. It's none other than Jennifer Helin. How are you today, Jennifer?
I am wonderful, Kerry. Thank you for having me.
And also in our studio audience today is none other than the world famous, I'm using those words, that would be another longtime friend of the Helping Seniors organization. Got some great insight we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving, but we're also going to talk about a challenge many seniors do have around the holidays, senior depression. And for that, we have with us none other than the director of the Holistic Health Center, and his name is Dr. Kevin Kilday. How are you today, Dr. Kevin?
I'm very well, thank you, Dr. Kerry. Thanks for having me.
So before we get, we're going to go into breaking news first, and that's just if we had like here again, if we were playing big time radio, we'd have like the sounder and it would go, here's breaking news. So we're going to talk a few things about helping seniors that are exciting developments for us today. Then we're going to talk a little bit about, like we mentioned, we're going to talk about the Senior Santa program that Jennifer Helin, you stay so busy because not only do you stay busy helping seniors throughout our county with your own company, Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard, but you volunteer your time on helping seniors. But for many years, you've also been part of Brevard Triad and helping them with everything they do that benefits seniors in our area, including the Senior Santa program. So we're going to come back and talk about that. But first, you guys ready for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yes. Yes. I was the one, that was out shopping the last few days, because I have more time than my wife does. So she sent me out on a couple of missions and shopping missions, and it was challenging in some cases. As a couple of stores were out of like Brussels sprouts and cranberry sauce. Wow. I had to shop around like about 3 different stores to find them.
Oh, wow.
So so there are some shortages out there, but I found mostly everything else.
I'm okay with missing the Brussels sprouts as long as we find the toilet paper in the aisles. I'm just saying. Jennifer, how about you?
Well, so the baking has begun. My family does a little bit of we split it up, so everyone has their little part. So I am the corn casserole and nut breads, and of course I bake for the office. So last night was the pumpkin cream cheese muffins, which I'm sorry I didn't bring any, but I'm actually a gluten-free baker.
Oh.
And so I made them, and I was up in Rockledge this morning delivering because I have a couple of clients who are gluten-free. And one gentleman in particular, I try to make sure if I'm up in that area that he gets some. So the baking has begun, but it will continue tonight and tomorrow morning.
That's exciting. And we're sitting here, we're staring at a 1/4 pound of peanut butter fudge here in the studio.
I know Eric is really good at fudge.
Yeah.
It's really, really tempting.
And I was asking him before the show, Eric, by the way, he runs the studios here. He's like the overseer of everything that happens here at 90.3 FM WEJF. And so I asked him, I said, are you ready for Thanksgiving? And he said, yeah. He said, I got my part done because I do the baking. And then so I said, so tomorrow you just get to eat then, right? And he said, well, I got to help pull the turkey out of the oven and stuff like that. But I said, well, that sounds like easy duty. But I was thinking as we talk about Thanksgiving 2022, that this is really a great Thanksgiving for us, because remember how weird it was last year?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were in the middle of COVID lockdown. We were being, given a lot of different information. I'm not sure which was accurate about what you were supposed to do about Thanksgiving. Were you supposed to stay home, not gather? Were you supposed to eat turkey via Zoom, or what was the, what was the correct protocol?
A lot of mixed signals, yeah.
Yeah, and this year, thank God that we seem to be sort of on the backside. People are vaccinated. If you haven't been vaccinated, you need to do that. I think they just announced that now the FDA has cleared that we can do booster shots for everyone. I think that's what I was hearing.
Yes.
So if you're fully vaccinated and it's been 6 months, I think they want you to take that third booster. But we're going strong. Let's keep it that way. And it really gives us a lot to be thankful for, because I love to use this line. If somebody had told us as the ball was dropping on New Year's Eve 2019 going into 2020, he said, let me tell you what it's going to look like by the end of the year, none of us would get out of here. That's a science fiction movie. But look at how far we've come. We're on the backside of it. I know we've all lost things along the way, people that we cared about, and situations and all kinds of stuff through COVID. So I'm not trying to make light of it, but at least we're on the other side of it. And if you go back to the original kind of definition of Thanksgiving, right? Wasn't it that after surviving all these things that they didn't think they were going to survive, the Pilgrims were like, we got to do something. We got to do something. We have to give thanks. And I think that's what we really want to kind of start into the program for, but I promise breaking news first. So at the last board meeting of the Helping Seniors of Brevard organization, if you remember, we've been teasing that we have some really exciting news. I am so excited to announce that, Joe Steckler, who's our president and founder, he kind of built up the Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation. They call them today the Joe's Clubs. He got those established in 3 locations throughout the county. He's probably the county's premier senior advocate. You can't pick up hometown news without reading where Joe is advocating for seniors, or trying to offer hope and guidance and ideas and good ways to go for seniors. He's always also counseling everybody from government organizations to businesses to other nonprofits, that you got to look after seniors. We all care about kids in this county, but we got to also care about the seniors the same way. And so Joe, when he established Helping Seniors, now going into our 11th year, I was actually looking at some paperwork. It looks like August 2011 was our birthday. That was when we became like a corporation. I want to say it was August 2nd. But so that means for over 10 years, Helping Seniors of Brevard has been standing watch in Brevard County and trying to make a difference, both in terms of our senior information helpline, but also because of all the outbound media information that we do, which is all designed to give you an education to help you create your own aging plan. Well, so folks like Jennifer, because you've been on the board for like years and years with Joe.
I think about 8 years.
Yeah. So you've really seen the organization kind of wind its way through an awful lot.
Yes.
and so we were so excited because we had an opportunity to bring in an operations director and to help us try to grow. We have some pretty exciting plans as we go into 2022. And, our pastor likes to say, everything you need is right in the house. And so we were looking around saying, well, how would we do this in a way that's going to be constructive? Because all of us who have been part of Helping Seniors for a long while, we understand the mission, the direction, the things that we hope to accomplish, the service we want to do for seniors in our county. And we ended up finding we didn't have to look any farther than a board member that was in Helping Seniors who had some time. And she said, I am willing to jump in and help you guys with this. And this is a lady who not only has a background as a registered nurse, she headed up one of the county's, I would call it the premier home health agency, helping people as they would come out of hospital. They would help with nurses and help at home and things like that. And she really created a name for herself as she developed that whole organization into probably the premier home health service in Brevard County. She also has volunteered her time. She goes just like Dr. Sheldon or John Harper, who's our vice president in Helping Seniors, goes back with Joe to all those days of the Brevard Alzheimer's. So does Nancy Deerdorf. And Nancy Deerdorf has now joined us as operations director. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am about that.
Oh, I am absolutely thrilled. Nancy is the whole package.
Yeah.
She has the medical background. She knows a lot of people in the senior industry. She's been a family caregiver. She's seen this from all sides.
Yeah.
So she is a huge asset. I am thrilled to have her on board with us as the operations director, and I expect great things from helping seniors this year.
I am so excited because to me, it's been, you guys are so kind to volunteer your time, but for so many years, it's just been like this little small band trying, Joe is, as you know, Joe is tireless and fearless, and he keeps fighting on behalf of seniors. And so have those of us around Joe tried to adopt that same attitude and that same sense of responsibility for seniors. And it's so wonderful to see us have the opportunity to grow into this where we get to bring, to me, it's all like, we have help coming in over the hill. It's like, yay, we're really going to be able to do some things. And I'm already excited to see the things that Nancy is working on. She's helping us. We have some pretty exciting plans that we hope to pursue in 2022. So Nancy is helping us organize a business plan and some of the things based on her experience and expertise that I think are really going to drive us into our next 10 years of service in Brevard County. So that is our first breaking news announcement. The board voted unanimously that we could bring her on as operations director, and I am so grateful for that. The other stuff is fun stuff. Just to grab a pencil and jot down a couple of dates here. People who were with us on the Helping Seniors Travel Club inaugural cruise, which we had such a great time. That was October 17th, and we all sailed out, had a wonderful time in the Caribbean. Well, Chris Morse, the director of the Helping Seniors Travel Club, he's also one of our directors. He strikes again. He has a date for us, and it is March 20th. 2022, March 20th, 2022, and we will be out sailing 7 days aboard, are you ready for this? The Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas, right from Port Canaveral. So again, this is a great opportunity that you just simply find a ride up to Port Canaveral. You don't have to figure out how to get.
That ship is huge.
I saw pictures of it because we were getting some stuff ready to put up on the website about it, and I'm like, this place is like a destination. If the ship never called on a port, you've got stuff to do.
I think it's one of the top 3 largest in the world.
Yeah. And it's right in and out of Port Canaveral. So you don't have to hop on a jet plane to fly to your cruise. You don't have to try to figure out how to get to South Florida for the cruise. You literally get to Port Canaveral. And for those of us that had the privilege of being on the last sailing that we did, our first travel club sailing, it did exactly what we want. In fact, a story that I wanted to share was so funny is like, Jennifer, you were the BAWS group here, which remind me the acronym. It's the
Brevard Association of Human Services.
You guys were doing a fundraiser, and it was a fun fundraiser that got everybody to go together for bowling, and we were down there as part of it. And so a lady comes running up to me, and she goes, "So good to see you." And of all things, this is exactly what we hoped would happen as we did the Helping Seniors Travel Club cruise. This was the lady that we sat with, her and her husband, at dinner, and they were just down there bowling. So they were like, "It's so good to see you after the cruise. When's the next one?" and all this stuff. And that was the point, because we've talked about so much with COVID. People are ready to get back out. We're tired of the isolation. And the beautiful thing is when you go cruising like this with the Helping Seniors Travel Club, you are actually sailing with people who are in your backyard. So you can go have lunch. We were checking up on our other table mates and other people in the group that they had made friends with, and everybody exchanges phone numbers and everybody stays in touch. So that's the whole thing. So on March 20th, it's March 20th through the 27th, it's the Harmony of the Seas, that Royal Caribbean luxury liner, giant ship. I would call it Las Vegas at sea. It's just like, it's got all the glitz and all that stuff, and Royal Caribbean is a great product, and he's got special pricing, which is what Chris Morse and his partner Betty Powers are all about. They know how to get the best deals in the industry. So if you want to give, there's really only one number that you should keep in mind. It is our Helping Senior information line, because you can do a lot of things there. You can call for help for yourself, for a family member, for a senior you care about. Maybe it's a neighbor, you're concerned about them, whatever. That's what we exist to do. It's also a great number if you want to call and get connected into the travel club. It's absolutely free to get the information. You don't pay anything to join the travel club. It's more like, if you're in, you're in. That's it. It's all it takes. So that phone number is 321-473-7770. 321-473-7770. The third and final item on our breaking news is just save the date. Okay, we all had so much fun in October with the Helping Seniors car raffle. That was our 5th annual car raffle. And as you remember, a gentleman named David Odahowski, and I've been meaning to ask you this, Jennifer, since you represent Team Dodge so well, and we know we have folks on the other team that represent Team Chevy so well, and even Vicki Moore from who's one of the top insurance agents for years. She's worked with Care Plus here locally. She decided, I'm good with being Team Mazda, but our winner, David Odahowski, he said, I want the Kia. So I don't know what we do with that.
Maybe he needs to be our Team Kia from now on.
I think that could be an idea. So anyway, our winner in the 5th annual car raffle took the Kia. That seems to be how all that settled out. But the important thing, and this is why I wanted you to grab a pencil and save this date, we have been invited back to the American Muscle Car Museum. Yay! By Mark Pylock and his amazing team there. We will be there on Saturday, October the 8th. 2022. So go ahead and put that on your calendar, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That will be our 6th annual Helping Seniors car raffle. So excited about that, and more coming along with that. So those are our 3 breaking news items. Let's talk about another very seasonable thing, and that would be Thanksgiving. And Dr. Kevin Kilday, you wrote an article in the that appeared in the Helping Seniors newsletter in Senior Scene magazine. About Thanksgiving. So it's in the November edition, and you were talking about we have a lot of reasons to be thankful. And I know that the article you have coming out in December, you actually wanted to talk a little bit about the challenges that seniors might face. We can be thankful, but then we can also be lonely or isolated and have all these other things going on kind of at the same time sometimes.
Right. Well, November, like every month is always labeled as something, and I believe November happens to be like breast cancer month, but a lot of people may not know that November is also Veterans and Military Families Awareness Month. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote this article for another magazine, and it was all about about helping our veterans during this month, and their families. And a lot of things I said in the article, we have to realize that there are a lot of soldiers that are still overseas, not with their families. So I kind of researched it and found some things that people can do, for these families where the soldiers are away. Rather than them having dinner by themselves, or if you happen to know a family that's military, just invite them to your home. Have it, and invite them over for Thanksgiving, or just call them up, befriend them and say, how can I help you? Can I help you make your dinner for you?
Yeah.
Or the third thing is, a lot of times they're financially strapped. Just give. Buy all the items for the dinner and bring it to them and say, here, this is yours for Thanksgiving.
As we go through all this, and Jennifer, I wanted to ask you to weigh in on this too. While this is a great Thanksgiving and holiday season because we are freed up to go out, there's a lot of us who are dealing with loss, right? I mean, we may have lost somebody through the whole
yes.
COVID thing. We may be missing them because they're deployed elsewhere or something is going on like that. This is a tough time. Do you see a lot of that in what you do with Seniors Helping Seniors?
Oh, absolutely. The holidays are always a wonderful time, filled with family and good memories. But when you've got someone who is isolated, that can be a really difficult time. So we have lost people to COVID over the last year, where the family members are finally able to travel, so they're not going to be here. They're going to go out to see grandkids in California, so they're not going to be around. So the seniors here by themselves. And all of the things that Dr. Kevin mentioned would be great things to do for a senior. Ask them over for Thanksgiving, bring them dinner, just show them a little extra love during this season. I know we've called all of our clients that we would see on Thursday, hey, would you like us there? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We know a lot of our clients do have family in town and they'll be well taken care of, but we know that a few of them are not going to have anyone. Can we bring you a plate? Would you like to come over? Our caregivers have adopted some of them where they're going to their house or they're going to come over and cook at the house for them. So it's really important to have people, especially during the holidays, because even though we say, oh, I'll be fine. Thanksgiving's not that big of a deal. My kids are, in New York. I'll be fine. But that day is kind of lonely when there isn't anybody there. So reach out and make sure that that next door neighbor or your senior friend really does have some place to go and that they're feeling the love on that holiday.
Yeah, we're all good about putting up a brave front. I'll be okay. I'm all right with that. But I think, Dr. Kevin, that's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking
right.
about
And also the mental health issues in this time of season is very difficult for a lot of people. I mean, not only veterans, not only seniors, but again, we've been in the middle of a pandemic for the last 18 months. A lot of life lost.
Yeah.
And grieving is a process.
Yeah.
And grieving, depending on the person, can sometimes take a year.
Yeah.
To grieve properly and to process that loss. So the mental health issues are is very it's tough during the holidays. I mean, like even hospitals report. I mean, I don't mean to be the bad guy here, but and be a bringer of bad news, but the hospitals actually report higher mental health emergencies, especially during the months of November and December.
You would think so, and for so many people, the holidays becomes a time when all the memories come rushing back, and you start to put all this stuff together. And there's a tendency for us to think about the things we lost along the way. Right. And so that's the moment you say, well, boy, it was great when I was younger and the whole family was together, or all these things that just kind of like come at you all at once. And that's why Joe Steckler, our president and founder, he was really serious about this idea called stay connected. He said, how we combat all this isolationism is by us coming together and checking in on folks. And that's exactly what you two guys are talking about is over the Thanksgiving. Because it's, I personally think it's like one of the most therapeutic things is when you get your mind off. We all have our own problems, right? But when you're serving somebody and you're trying to make a difference for somebody, you're helping them. But the funny thing is it boomerangs back and somehow helps you too.
Right. And also another population that has a very tough time is the addicted.
Oh, you're an expert with working with all of that.
Well, it's because it's a challenge for them on a day-to-day basis, not only to stay sober, but it's more challenging during the holidays and being in festive activities and
right.
So I always mention in the articles for anyone that needing any kind of help whatsoever. To pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I could call Helping Seniors of Brevard or call
Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard.
Call those numbers or just call if you're addicted, call your sponsor, call your mentor, call a friend, call your pastor. Call a neighbor. Just say, hey, I'm having a tough time. I need to talk to someone.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to come back on the second side of the Helping Seniors show with some phone numbers and some other ideas, and we're going to get into Senior Santa. So you want to stick around for that on Helping Seniors Radio.
33 in the afternoon here on 90.3 FM. You're listening to Helping Seniors of Brevard, heard every Wednesday, 12 noon to 1 o'clock. Let's get back now to more of the show with the Executive Director of Helping Seniors of Brevard and our host, Kerry Fink.
Thank you, John Harper, and I'm so privileged to be in the studio together with a longtime board member and also owner of her own company, Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard. That would be Jennifer Helin. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
And also Dr. Kevin Kilday with the Holistic Health Center. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. So we're back here for the second half of Helping Seniors Radio right here on 90.3 FM, WEJF. We also want a special shout out to those who are listening online who tune in the broadcast literally from they can from all over the world at WEJF.net. And also, we want to recognize the growing number of listeners who pull this up as a podcast, because every time we conclude a radio show or a TV show, or to be honest, even the stuff that we publish in the magazines like Senior Scene with the Helping Seniors newsletter, we make all that available on our website at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. We have a great Facebook page at Helping Seniors of Brevard, and we have a great YouTube channel, Helping Seniors of Brevard, and all of those let you access these programs. So we find people are finding these shows, sharing the links to the shows, and there's an audience that hears them weeks later, months later, days later, minutes later, but thank you for listening. And so on behalf of our president and founder, Joe Steckler, welcome back to the second half of the show. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving, and we're so excited. We've got lots of things to talk about that are coming up. But just before the break, we were having a conversation about one of the challenges that we often face in November and December, and particularly as we're coming out of the COVID season. It's that of isolation and just how do we combat a sense of maybe a sense of loss or just a sadness if we're not able to view the holiday season, I guess through the lens of all good things. A lot of people are really having trouble this time, and so that was one of the things we were talking with Dr. Kevin Kilday with the Holistic Health Center. Before we jump back in, I just wanted you to share your phone number. You have a long history of working with people both on levels. You have protocols for addiction recovery. You have protocols for cancer therapies. You have protocols about pain relief and things. And then you're also talking now about this challenge that we face during the holiday times. But how do people get in touch with you?
So my website is holistichealthcenter.us. That's holistichealthcenter.us. And my phone number is 321-549-0711. 321-549-0711. And either I answer the phone personally or just leave a message on my voicemail, and I will get back to you by the end of the business day or the next business day.
Good. And for Jennifer Helin, whose company often gets confused because our names are very similar. So just so you can help track this correctly, Helping Seniors of Brevard, we're the 501c3 nonprofit, Florida nonprofit. We've operated the county senior information helpline for 10 plus years now, and we exist because of your generosity. Every time that you either make a donation, you buy a Helping Seniors car raffle ticket when we're in that season, or if you're a business that supports the work of Helping Seniors, you make it possible for us to do that. And that's our service into the community, is that senior information helpline and all our education programs that help folks develop their own aging plan. But Jennifer, you have a company that you've operated for years very successfully here called Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard, and you guys hire seniors to help seniors. I think it's a fantastic thing. I wanted you to explain the company and then how people get a hold of you, whether they want help in home or maybe they're looking for a great job opportunity.
Well, thank you. So we are Seniors Helping Seniors, and Seniors Helping Seniors is actually a franchise that started over 20 years ago up in Reading, Pennsylvania. And so since there are so many different franchises, there's over 206 now in England.
Wow.
We do add the Brevard at the end so that people know it's us versus a Seniors Helping Seniors, maybe over in Tampa.
Uh-huh.
So at Seniors Helping Seniors, we really do hire seniors to help seniors. And it's a great way for the seniors that work with us, for them to have a great part-time job that they feel really good about. They're giving back to their community. They're engaged with the senior, and they're getting paid for their time.
Yeah.
And for the senior that we're helping, they're getting someone who's a little closer in age, very understanding, compassionate. They've been there, they've done that. They kind of speak the same language. So they're getting the help that they need, but they're also getting a lot of companionship and compassion. That peer-to-peer relationship just really, really works. And we do try to match our people. So our caregivers, we're trying to match them with our clients. So the caregivers are really happy doing what they're doing. And when they're happy, the clients are happy, and it works really well. So we've gotten a good reputation in the county for doing that, of matching interests, hobbies, ideas, so that we can keep both parties really engaged. And that's important as we were talking about this time of year, that isolation. A lot of the phone calls we've gotten in the last couple of months, people are starting to want to get out. They've been isolated, and they want to start engaging out into the community, or just out with, one individual. So we've been going in a lot of companionship and just getting people out for drives, taking them out to lunch, getting them involved in the senior centers again, engaging safely as much as we can into the community, because people were so isolated.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember last year when we were having radio programs, we were talking about how valuable what you guys did, because so often relatives couldn't fly in and check on mom or dad or aunt or uncle the way they might have, would normally plan to do. And you guys really became the hands and arms and eyes and ears on behalf of those families. But I guess even now, as we go back into hopefully a more normal kind of Thanksgiving holiday season, as we move into all of this, it's still important to have that kind of hands-on, probably more so than ever, because like I said, we've been talking about this challenge that so many people face during this time of year. How do people get in touch with you? Maybe they want to get help at home, or maybe they want to get involved and say, I have some time, I want to give back, and I would like to work with you guys.
So please give us a call at 321-722-2999. And we are also on the web at seniorshelpingseniors.com/Brevard. We'll take you right to us. And we're really looking for people beachside who would like to work with us. I'm originally from Melbourne Beach, southern Melbourne Beach. So we get a lot of calls for clients in that area. And I just don't have enough seniors to help in that area. So we would love to have some folks there. And of course, we would love to be able to help families as well.
One of the anecdotes that we were talking about, even as Dr. Kevin was sharing some tips and ideas of helping like service, people who are connected with the service who may be having, a tough time dealing with the fact that maybe a loved one is overseas, or, God forbid, they lost a loved one or something like that has happened in the family, and they're just trying to wrestle through all that. It seems like one of the best approaches is by giving, it actually helps you. And so I could see where somebody might say, I would love to get involved with an organization like Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard. I know you guys are very flexible in terms of working with people within their schedules. And I remember also asking you, and I thought this was important too, because a lot of us would think, I have to have some special medical background or something to be able to do this. And you said, no. That's not what we need.
Right. We don't do any of the medical. We don't do any hands-on. So there's no lifting. There is no, we don't help in the shower. So it's all of the fun things that you do in your house on a day-to-day basis. And our best caregivers really are folks who have cared for family members. They've taken care of their mom or their dad, or they've taken care of a spouse. So they have all of those skills that they've, learned trial by fire. They've been there, they've done that. And, unfortunately their loved one has passed, and they have all these skills and they don't know what to do with them anymore. And we're a great position for folks like that, because, they okay, now what do I do? And now they can go and use those skills 1 or 2 or 3 days a week, and feel like they're utilizing their skills. They're really engaged in their community, and they're making a difference in a senior's lives, so that can keep going, that has legs. And we have people that are, I've got a Wall Street exec.
Wow.
I've got retired teachers, retired LPNs, RNs. It really runs the gamut of some really amazing ladies and gentlemen that work with us, and gentlemen too, because a lot of gentlemen would prefer a man to come into the house so they can watch war movies or do guy type things.
Sure.
And so we really love to have men that like to come out and do things with our gentlemen.
That's good. It's good. And what you're really talking about is you're getting people engaged. It goes back to the whole thing that Joe Steckler, our president and founder, always talks about, which is stay connected. And I think it's a way that it's a kind of an antidote to the depression. You getting out and serving somebody else. And what's nice about this is not only are you serving, but you're going to get paid for it too.
Exactly. So we say that we look for the heart of a volunteer that doesn't mind getting paid.
Oh, what a great way! What a great way to put it. So Dr. Kevin, we're gonna talk Senior Santa. So I do want to get into that because actually I think that may be a kind of a program that people can get involved in that gets them engaged in something holiday wise. But before we get there, I just wanted to kind of touch one more time. Like, I think this is going to be a great holiday season, but I know many people are suffering at this time. What specific things do you suggest? I mean, this is an area you spend a lot of time. We were talking about addictions, kind of come to the forefront through holidays and things like that. And I guess it's people trying to Band-Aid the things that they're feeling a lot of times.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I can help them. I have, experience in counseling. Otherwise, I can refer them to, to professionals if it's outside of my range, of my, experience.
Mm-hmm.
And, but just some of the things to do during this holiday season. I made some suggestions about, prioritizing your time and getting more organized and reducing your stress. Because all these things can set off. If you have a mental health issue or if you have an addiction issue, being really stressed out, during the holidays and running here and running there, and you just got to learn to just to relax. Right? And make sure you get plenty of rest. Get plenty of a good night of sleep, and and exercise is very important. When I tell people to exercise, I just tell them just to go outside and walk.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the natural vitamin D, Florida sunshine, and just go out and just do a brisk walk as much as your ability is. For 20 or 30 minutes a day or every other day. That really it increases the neurotransmitters in your brain and stuff, and it really helps you have a better outlook also, besides all the other physical benefits it has.
Yeah, and one of the things we were talking about during the mid-show break that Jennifer Helin with Seniors Helping Seniors brought up, he said, there's a good point about helping people manage their expectations of the holidays. And you said maybe even, this is my word, I don't think you use it, but like it's almost like you back your expectations down just a bit, or your what you imagine. We all remember the Christmas Story movie with Ralphie, who had he had all these big imaginations about what Christmas was supposed to be like, and sometimes maybe we can't live up to our expectations. I don't know. What do you? What?
I think so. What I've seen with our seniors, and I'll pick on my mom with my own mom. Everybody knows I pick on my mom and dad a lot because my mom and dad are both seniors. She's 76, dad's 84. My mom is Martha Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a great cook. She's a great baker. That's where I get that from. And she sets a really beautiful table. So her expectations of herself are really high of
Right.
what that holiday needs to look like. And she stresses herself out about it.
Yeah.
So kind of backing that down, simplifying a little bit. We don't have to have everybody's favorite food. We can have, just the general turkey stuffing, corn casserole. Everybody can bring something. We'll all work together. It doesn't have to be all on that one person.
That's a good point.
So we need to start thinking as people get older, and too, I'm talking to the kids here now. Mom might want to try to do everything, but if it's gonna make her tired out for the next week, all right, as kids, we need to start jumping in and what
Right.
can I bring? What can I do? All right, we're gonna go over the night before and set the table. So Mom and I actually did that last night. I went over and we set her table because she's Martha Stewart. It's got to be perfect.
Right.
And we had a really good time together.
Good.
So instead of hopefully it being a stressful situation, hopefully now it's been a time where it was just the two of us and we got to spend some really good quality time together, goofing around and decorating.
Good.
But it's important, I think, that we kind of look at our traditions and see that maybe they're not serving us anymore, and maybe we need
Right.
to back off and simplify a little bit, And everybody will enjoy it just as much,
Yeah,
maybe if not more.
I think you're saying it so well because COVID certainly taught us we can learn how to adapt. None of us, I think, would have chosen that path, but we figured out how to make it go in spite of all that. And that really brings us to the point that I want to carve out a few minutes so that we can really talk about Senior Santa, because this is a project of Brevard Triad, and I guess maybe start with, because maybe people don't know what a Brevard Triad is, and maybe they don't even know what a Secret Santa is.
So Brevard
Or
Triad.
Senior Santa.
Senior
I said
Santa,
it wrong.
yeah. So Brevard Triad, the Tri in Triad is the Sheriff's Office, the State Attorney's Office, and our local police. And the local police from Titusville down to Palm Bay are active in Brevard County Triad. We work on protecting our seniors from a safety standpoint within their own house, doing safety checks and looking at the house and seeing if locks, lights, what is needed. We also do a very active Facebook page where we're trying to warn people about scams. What is the latest scam of the day? Phil Archer, our state attorney, does a monthly newsletter.
Yes.
We always repost that. It's very good. Just trying to keep seniors aware of what the latest and greatest is and to be careful of all of those scams. We look for vulnerable adults also for Project Lifesaver. And Project Lifesaver is an ankle bracelet that goes on, and it helps us find someone if they wander. And that does not have to be actually an adult with dementia. It could be maybe a younger person who is nonverbal because of autism or Down syndrome. We have, and those bracelets have gone up. I forget what the latest number is, but we've gone from maybe 100 to 200, and there's so many more people in our county that
Wow.
are eligible for those. There is an annual fee, but if a family cannot afford it, Triad will make sure that they get it anyway. The bracelet goes on. We can find them no matter what. The technology that they use is a little bit older, and they do it on purpose so that we have a lot of water here in Florida. They will go up in helicopters and they will find them.
Wow.
They've never not found someone who's had that bracelet. We can track them down no matter
Wow.
where they are.
Wow.
So it is a wonderful program, and it's actually an international program. Project Lifesaver is an international program. It is in many states. So holiday season, we've got somebody who is traveling, and they've got their bracelet. We basically call ahead to where they're going in Minnesota and say, hey, here's the transponder number.
Wow.
So they can be watched wherever they are
Wow.
going. So it's a wonderful program. Encourage everybody to go on the website brevardtriad.org and check that out if a family member is needing that protection. But Senior Santa is another wonderful thing that we've been doing now this is the 22nd annual
Wow.
Senior Santa. And what we do is we go into the skilled nursing facilities specifically. There's a lot of different assisted and independent, and we've got a lot of senior apartments, but we specifically go to the skilled nursing facilities in the area, and we're looking for that senior who has been placed there and the family is no longer involved or no longer around, and they don't have any monies for extra. So their fees are being paid, but they've got no money to go out and buy clothes or any goodies. They're not going to have a Christmas.
Wow.
So we identify who those folks are. We ask them for their top 2 wishes. And we, just like an angel tree for kids, we put trees up, and you can go out and adopt a senior. And some of their wishes are just, they're beautiful and they're heartbreaking at the same time. You know, last year a gentleman wanted animal crackers. Oh my gosh, I'll buy you animal crackers for the year.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just how sweet and sad is that animal crackers. A lot of times they want nightgowns or sweatshirts or sweaters because it's cold. Socks, when you always ask for a few extras. Because the facilities do provide soaps and shampoos, but they're, generic, bought in bulk, not necessarily sweet smelling soaps and shampoos. So we always ask for those extras of deodorant, body wash, really nice lotions, so that we can add those to the packages. And we deliver them all to the skilled nursing facilities. And then, those folks, most of the facilities will actually have a Christmas party for them.
Oh.
So then they get their presents at their Christmas party. And at least our seniors know that their community loves them. They're
Yes.
getting something, and it really brightens their day. And it really does. We've had gentlemen, he wanted a Marines hat. He wore that hat until it was no longer red. It was light pink. I mean, so it's a really big deal for them. So if you want to do something that you feel really, really good about, please stop and pick up an ornament. There are ornaments in Vieira at One Senior Place has a really big tree up in Titusville at the Parish Senior Solutions Center, and Titusville PD has a tree, and Palm Bay Police Department has a tree. So I encourage you to pick up all of those senior tags, the Senior Santa tags, Adopt a Senior. And there's some drop-off locations at those same places. I know, here in Palm Bay, the Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce has been really helpful. Mm-hmm. They're a drop-off location. Gary Yeoman's Ford is a drop-off location, and they've been really helpful here in Palm Bay of collecting all of those extras that are needed. They do a fill a truck program, and they help us get some of those extra things that we can add to the bags. So we've had such great community support. We really appreciate it. Go out and adopt a senior. And if you don't have a chance to get to a tree, or if the tree is empty, think about getting some of those extras, fleece blankets. The throws are always a good thing, warm socks, and the sock assisters, so they can put their socks on by themselves. It's a little grabber that goes on, and it helps you pull your socks up. Those are always a plus too.
Wow.
So we would love your help. We pack, collection is due on Wednesday, December 8th, because that next week we get everything together, we pack it up, we wrap it up real nicely. So if you do buy something, send it in unwrapped. We wrap it up, and then we deliver to the facilities so they have plenty of time to plan their parties.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. And so again, the general concept is you would go by one of these locations, you would basically adopt a senior from the tree. Am I saying that the right way?
Yes. So you're adopting a specific senior who has given their top 2 wishes, and sometimes, they'll give us colors. They'll always give us sizes if it's clothes. So you can go out and, get a nightgown, and a pair of really fuzzy warm socks, and then we'll get those. We'll add some body wash or some really nice Jergens intensive care lotion, and we'll put a smile on that senior's face.
See, what a great way to combat the depression and things. When you start doing stuff for other people, it kind of gets your mind off of your own problems. Not saying your own problems may not be real, but you're doing something kind for somebody else, and it always seems to come back to you. So we're almost at the tail end of today's show, getting ready for a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, but I want to make sure that we have a moment to get the phone numbers back out for everybody. So we've been talking with Dr. Kevin Kilday with Holistic Health Center. Great resource for you to understand everything about holistic health, and specifically the things that you do with your protocols and things like that. How do people get in touch with you again?
Yes, the phone number is 321-549-0711. That's 321-549-0711. And that's holistichealthcenter.us. And I also have a new educational facility. You can call the same number and just Google Faith College of Natural Health if you want to be educated in holistic health in any way. Just call my number. Okay.
And Jennifer Helin with Seniors Helping Seniors. How do we get in touch with you?
So please call us at 321-722-2999. And of course, we are online and on Facebook. And for Brevard Triad, they also have a very active Facebook page. But if you are interested in helping with Senior Santa, you can give me a call too. And a quick shout out to Terry Stone, who has been spearheading Senior Santa for years. Yeah. She works for Aging Matters in the volunteer program. Amazing lady. We couldn't do this without Terry.
Yeah, no, it's so good. Well, so let's get involved with Senior Santa, and let's make it a very good Thanksgiving. On behalf of Joe Steckler, Nancy Deerdorf, our entire Helping Seniors of Brevard team, we will see you next week on Helping Seniors Radio.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And be safe.